Welcome to Mystery Mike. Thank you all for tuning in. Alrighty, I got a good one here for you today. I got to go ahead and fix up one of the wooden feeders. They get busted up real quick because, you got 6, 8, 10 head of cattle around one feeder, 1,000 pounds pushing on that wood. It's got to have a new brace on the side put in. So we'll walk through the pasture and go over and see what we can do. And I hope you all come along with me. There's our water trough right there. And boy, I tell you, it really works good. It makes things so easy, and it's nice on the cattle because in the winter time, it's warm because it's coming up right out of the ground. And in the summertime, it's nice and cool and always nice and fresh. A few years ago, there was a chair, well, a little bit better than a few years ago. There was a chair, well, there were several cherry trees there, but there was one there. It wasn't real big. It might have been that stump right over there. Not the one on the right, but the one on the left. And this sassafras tree right there. Lightning, I was on the porch and I was getting in the house. There was a lightning storm. And man, I seen the flash and I knew it was going to be loud. And I grabbed my ears just in enough time. And what it did, it hit that cherry tree and it bounced over to this tree. How it ever did that, I don't know. But you can actually, we'll walk on over there. I'll show you the crack in the tree. Let me step over this electric fence. Hey girl, all these big cows should be pregnant. Here, look at this crack. We marked it so it can come down knowing it's dead. But look at that crack. You can see how lightning just split that thing. And when you cut a tree like this, you gotta be really, really careful so it don't split and come back and hit you and everything else. You can see the crack going all the way up there. Hey girl. I love these dogwood trees. They're getting their buds on them. See how those buds are filling up? Hey guys and girls. Hey. In the winter time, I put bales of corn stalks that were baled up, and I laid them here so they could lay on that, because when it's real cold and in the winter time, you don't want them laying on the ground. They need some installation, so when they lay down, this cedar tree gives them some shelter. And then I put those rolled up corn cobs right there. They eat it a little bit, but the spray that they use today to keep the worms out of the corn, well, that gets into the leaves and the stalks, and it's bitter. So the cows don't eat it as much as they used to years ago. You got to find somebody that don't use that spray or a different kind that don't make it bitter, because it is a good feed. All these guys here are nice and content. Little babies playing. I love to watch those little calves play. Oh my Lord, like a bunch of little puppies. This is a beautiful time of the year for everybody, for all nature and animals, because it ain't hot and it isn't cold, no bugs. Down there is an old barn and an old house. There goes some dove that I have to show you all one day. That's been in the family that lets me farm the land here. Beautiful, beautiful family that let me use this. Very, very nice folks. That's been in there, I think since 1850. Nobody lives back in there now. But boy, they had a long walk through the woods to go to school, to get the school bus. But it's a real neat back in here. Down in the bottom, it can be windy as can be all up through here. And you go down in the bottom there, and it's all sheltered. The way it dips down like this, like in a little draw there. And it's really nice. All right, let's walk over to this feeder. There's our meadow feeder. That thing was extremely expensive. I think like $2,500 for that feeder. And it can, I think it can accommodate like 25 head. But it's expensive. So it's good to make as much as your things up that you need as much as you can. So, you know, you can't afford to buy everything. Look at this red Agnes getting scared. I gotta fix your feeder. Gotta fix your feeder. Let me find a place where I can walk up and not sink in too much. I want to clean this all up in here and try to get grass growing in there. All right, let me see. Where am I going to get in here? All right, maybe I won't sink in too bad, huh? Should have worn my boot. Oops, okay, we made it. Hey girl, see this here? See where it's just been broke? And when they go in and feed here, naturally they're rubbing on those screws, and I'm gonna take them out and put that new piece of wood up there. Got my drill here. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these on out and show you what it looks like when I'm done. I don't know if I showed you this here, but I gotta fix this as well. Hopefully that will strengthen this up. I got a piece of plywood to put on here on the inside. And believe it or not, I gotta go back to the house. I never bring enough tools. I should have brought my vice grips to get some of these out, because these are so worn on the top. I can't get them out, and I didn't bring a Phillips. But we'll take a little walk back here shortly. I'll show you a little bit as I go along here. It's hard to hold the camera and work too. But see how I patched this up on this side here? And don't have to be nothing fancy, it just has to be strong and safe. And I instead of placing this whole board and taking that off, and what will happen eventually, will get so old and beat up, then I'll just throw it away. But I make it last as long as I can, and I'll put another patch on this side. And when you're done this, you just gotta make sure it's safe, that no screws are coming through. I mean, you know, this here has a top on. This ain't gonna hurt them. It takes a little bit of hair off, but that ain't nothing. This don't hurt them at all. But what you don't want is where a point is sticking up. And these, I'll show you. These are the new screws I'm using here. It's really grabs the wood real good. These are regular decking screws. They're real good screws as well, but the first one I showed you is even better, and I use them on the side here. But what goes in here is just little screws. But I used to put these on the inside here, but I like these, I forget the name of them, but these are really a nice screw. You can even see the nice threads on these things. It really grips it good. Yeah, I'm just using these little screws for here because I don't want them to come all the way through. But see, you don't want that, because that can jab them and it's weak there. So I'll fix that. And I might be able to hold the phone and do this. I got to put in this other bit for those screws to screw them in. You'll see here shortly. All right, let's go put this here. Make it nice and tight. You can see how it pulled that up, and let's get this one in nice and tight. Okay. All right, now I got to go up and get a Phillips and some vice grips, and then I'll be back down. All right, let's take a walk up back through the field. All right, I'm heading back to the house here. Just checking the cattle out. You should check them every day. Just make sure none got out, none are hurt. And I love when I see them like this, contented, because you know that they're all good, nothing's bothering them. Because, you know, they get sick just like us. All right, let me turn this off until I get some more supplies. This is my tractor here, and I'm getting a pair of vice grips out of the back of the toolbox. Here we go. Yeah, that will get the screws out I can't get. Okay, let's go back through the pasture. Let me grab my board here. Boy, this thing needs cleaning up big time. All right, does anybody know what kind of tree this is here? Everybody should know this one. This is one of my favorites. The red buds give it away. A red maple. Here's another red maple. I wouldn't know any of these species if it wasn't for my brother. And my brother told me about all the different species of the trees and certain things in the woods and all that nature that I love dearly, and thank him for showing me all that, because now I have showed my kids. I got a pocket full of screws and scratching up my leg. I should just bring a little bucket, put everything in it. Well, I'm getting exercise, going back and forth. Hopefully this is all I need this time. There's our brush pile down there. All right, I'm back over here now. I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of these screws out and see what I can get accomplished, and then I'll show you. Alrighty, I got that board on there. It don't look too good with all those holes in there, but I couldn't find the good wood in the back to make those screws grip, so I had to bounce around. Like I said, it don't have to look pretty. It just has to be strong and has to work, which it will. All right, let me get over and fix this side up. I tell you what, if there's one tool that you definitely got to have in your toolbox, a good pair of vice grips. Man, you can use them for almost anything. I have all the screws out now and all cleaned up. I'm going to go ahead and hopefully this will fit on there okay. I got her all cleaned up, and I thought this was made up for this. Obvious it's not. So back to the house. Like I said, I just never bring enough of materials. Alrighty, heading back up to the house. Surely getting exercise today. This cow's just rubbing its nose on the stump there. Their hair gets real, and their skin gets real itchy this time of the year because their winter coat is starting to come off. But I noticed even not much after they get their winter coat, they get itchy. But especially when it gets warm like this and they start to lose it and they start to get their summer coat, they get real itchy. And man, they rub on everything. What do you say, girl? Let's see that. Let's see that tongue. Come on. You always think I have food. Go ahead. Mm. Look at this little one here. This one was unexpected. It was born in the winter. But she is doing good. Hey, girl. Look at them getting that little bit of grass coming up. Look how slick this wood has gotten from them eating and rubbing up against it and their neck going over. It's real smooth, like somebody fine sandpaper to it. Real smooth. Anytime you're working in the field, you want to make sure you pick up all your screws or nails, or like if you see string like this, you always want to pick it up. You don't want no debris laying around, and you always want to make sure you pick it up because cattle can digest it or step on it and get hurt. You always want to make sure you pick it up and throw it on your neighbor's property. No, that's a joke. I'm only kidding. I would never do that. Ron, if you're watching, I was only kidding. But you always want to make sure you pick that up. And no matter where you are, you don't ever want to leave anything lay around. When you go hunting or fishing, how many times you go hunting or fishing and see something laying in the woods. I cut this piece out here. It should work real good now. What you doing, girl? What was that all about? Here, do you want to say something? Want to say something? What, are you getting camera shy? Huh? What do you want to tell everybody? What do you want to tell everybody? Huh? What do you want to tell everybody? Oh, you're getting camera shy. What about you? Belched. Well, that was rude. That was rude. You don't want everybody out there hear you belch in the camera. Look at that. It's flies already. Hey, girl. You good girl? Huh? Look at this one. Looks like it ate a few watermelons. Look at the size of that thing. Huh? All right, let's head on over. See the M cross K on this ear tag? M is for Mike, the cross is for God, and the K is for Kathleen, which is my wife that passed away, God rest her soul. And she's with me every day, everything that I'm doing. Well, the M cross K is also on my branding irons. I used to brand my cattle, and I have them register with the Texas Longhorn Association in Fort Worth, Texas. And I don't brand anymore, but I put that M cross K on the tags because it stands for me, God, and my wife. There you go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill some holes, because if I don't drill them, I'm afraid this wood's going to split up too much, and then I'll go ahead and put the screws in. All right, let me go ahead and do that and show you when I'm done. All righty, I'm just about done. I just got these last two screws here to put in. All righty, let me lay this here, nice and strong. All right, she's good to go. Already checked to make sure no screws are coming through, because you don't want to poke the cattle, and she's all good to go. It took a little longer than expected, but hey, I enjoy doing it. I'm retired, and that's the beauty about being retired. The thing about being retired is that there's no rush. You can do what you want when you want. Now, don't get me wrong. I had to work all my life to get to this point in life to where I'm at now. I had to go outside the farm and work many a year, but I'm there now, and I'm able to enjoy my farming. And like I said, there's no rush, no pressure. You do what you want, when you want, go to sleep when you want, wake up when you want. And there's just a ease feeling knowing that you can do and enjoy what you're doing the next day. In my case, is farming. And I give all that thanks and praise to God that I got to this point to where I was able to do so. It takes a lot of discipline to work that many years. But anyway, I am here now, and I'm grateful for God, and I'm enjoying this beautiful day. And now I got to go back up at the house and get in the skid steer and bring some hay up from down at the other end of the farm, because they're calling for rain for the next 2 days. And if I don't get it now, it's going to be way too muddy. And I got to bring it closer in up on top where it's not as muddy, so I can feed the cattle over the time that it's wet. You got to think in advance when you're farming all the time. Alrighty, I'm going to go head back up and get in the skid steer. So come on up with me. Walking back up through the pasture, and little baby heifer getting some mommy's milk. Look, her nose is all wet. Is that good, girl? She says, let me have some more, mommy. Look at that. Look at that wet nose. Huh? Does that milk taste good, don't it? Make you big and strong. My son's using the skid steer right now See those big bales over there covered in white plastic? I'm going to go ahead and undo 4 of them and go ahead and feed the cattle with this tractor right here. So I'll save the skid steer showing you all that for another day. I just got to cut these bales open. And then take the strings off of them. And then I'll go ahead and feed them to the cows. Just throw that down here. Tuck it under there. And roll it on over. And then I'll cut these strings off. And it will be ready to feed to the cattle. I'm going to start this tractor up here. This is a Case International JX60. It's really a nice tractor, although I am going to go ahead and get another tractor. I'm going to go ahead and trade this one in. But it's been a good tractor to us, but maybe in a month or so, I'll be showing you another tractor. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get over there and feed this hay to the cattle. Well, that's just uncalled for. Trying to get the feeder. Get out of there. Get out. Probably like rubbing its belly. Get out of there. There's my grandson. There, you should be able to see him now.
Mystery Mike getting in the John Deere 333E. It's like a 100 horse skid steer, something like that. He wanted me to say that.
All right, come on in, everybody come on in. It's a little tight, but all you subscribers, come on in.
It's still going.
This is the inside of the cab and all the buttons here. This is a real nice skiddy. All right, I'm gonna push this to start. You gotta hit that and let that beep get all done. And then you hit it again to start. The first one's like the pre-start, and then the second one's start. All right, I'm gonna hook up over there to the spear and go way down there to get those bales and bring them on up. I love this thing. This is a one-hand joystick to make it go frontwards and backwards. Just show you that there a little bit. And then this one's here, operates the boom. This is hard to do, holding the camera and doing this too. We gotta get right in here. Then you go lift up. Bring that up. Then you hit this button here to lock it. I just heard it lock, and then it's ready to go. Turn the speed up. I only need about 18 RPMs, give or take. Leave the boom there. Back one up. And ready to go. I thank you all for subscribing, and I thank you all for watching. I hope you're all having a beautiful, safe day. And just remember, be someone important. Be yourself. Till next time, God bless. See ya.